Hey guys, so I am back, and now that the video's up I can tell this light's really hot, so give me just a second. I'm going to move it up and it won't be so hot. And look at there how it gave me a nice glow. Move it a little closer to give it a little more glow. Little tricks of the trade there. So we are on video 3 for forgiveness, and there was a quote that I said in class on Thursday night that had an effect on several people, and they wanted to pause and write it down. And I wanted to make sure that everyone had the opportunity to hear that quote as well. And I say quote, it's something that I said in class. Real forgiveness means you let go of making you or anyone else wrong. Yep. Real forgiveness means you let go of making you or anyone else wrong. So big inhale. So breathe that in. And ask yourself, how have I been making anyone else wrong? Yep. So I'm going to say that one more time. Real forgiveness means you let go of making you or anyone else wrong. All right. So there's another quote about forgiveness that I found. It's actually in an article that talks about what the Bible says about forgiveness. And I'm not going to read the whole quote because that's not what we're doing. We're not talking about biblical forgiveness. But I do like a piece of it. And the rest of the quote talks about obedience to God, and that truly would need to be its own little video, own little class, because of my thoughts on that and what that means. So it says, forgiveness is a choice we make through a decision of our will. So this goes back to the first video where we talked about it being an intentional and voluntary choice. Forgiveness is a choice we make through a decision of our will. So notice that both of those definitions use the word choice. Forgiveness is a choice. Forgiveness is your choice. So if you're forgiving because you think you should, then you are not forgiving. If you are forgiving because someone else thinks you should, you are not forgiving. And chances are you're also building up a resentment against the person who thinks you should forgive. It's a whole vicious circle. Okay? So real forgiveness means you let go of making you or anyone wrong. Here's what is true about forgiveness. Without truth, you can't have forgiveness. Okay? Without truth, you cannot have forgiveness. And the only truth that will always stand is it happened. Whatever it was. And you can see that it as big or as small as you need to. So whatever it was, it happened. Now, it could have been something that you thought was devastating. Okay? It could have been a death. It could have been someone lied to you. It could be something someone said about you, something someone did in your presence. Someone could have brought you physical harm. It happened. Whatever it was, it happened. And it's over. So right or wrong is a judgment. It is the mind chatter. What's true is it happened. And that is why blue truth is the basis of blue forgiveness. Without truth, now I'm going to wax a little here. I'm going to borrow from Colin Tipping. Without radical truth, there is no radical forgiveness. Without radical truth, there is no radical self-forgiveness. Without radical truth, there is no radical acceptance. Radical truth. It's ballsy. Ballsy, rebellious, hardcore hardcore, in your face truth. That's what will help you forgive. Being so honest with yourself that you make yourself a little bit uncomfortable. But you keep going anyway. Because you mean it. Because it's worth it. Because you are complete with being triggered, being reactive, blaming, and shaming. Big inhale. In this moment, think of a resentment that you have. Are you willing to let that go? Answer yourself honestly. So keep that in mind. It's a choice, and you have to be willing to let it go. I'm going to do one more video on forgiveness today, and then we'll see what else comes up.